The preppers of the world used to get given quite a hard time from the general population over their efforts to prepare for global catastrophe. But with the cultural phenomenon that is The Last of Us, not to mention our own real-life global pandemic with the C word, and the ever-looming threat of war held in suspense by governments all around the world, maybe the preppers have had a point this whole time. Now, as a canine behaviourist, you better believe that I've already got a list of my perfect dogs in mind if we ever needed it, and that's what today's video is going to be all about. Breeds to survive the apocalypse with. So first up, let's get it clear what we are looking for. As much as I'd love to bring along a sweet little pug to keep me smiling through all of the chaos, it's just not really a practical choice. A practical choice is going to be a dog who is loyal and a powerful protector for one. Second, it needs to be versatile for dealing with variable weather conditions, not to mention a possible need to be repurposed itself as a hunting companion. And finally, in the interest of long-term survival, it's got to be a healthy and robust breed. So which breeds fit that bill? Well, I'm going to be honest. The first place in my mind is going to be the Kangal. They are a super rugged, long-lived breed whose protective instincts and physical power are off the charts. Okay, they are somewhat less trainable and versatile than some other dogs, meaning that I feel a little bit less comfortable with expecting them to be up to everything that I may ask of them. They're also roamers in their guardian roles, stalking perimeters on a very large scale. So you'd maybe be better off with a more close quarters livestock guardian like the Spanish or Pyrenean Mastiffs. But in terms of their sheer capability, there's pretty much no dog in the world that competes with the Kangal. With some perimeter management and really high-level training, it would be perfect for the job and more than capable of keeping me and my family safe in this post-apocalyptic imaginary world we're looking at today. But my next pick is probably the world's most versatile and responsive dog. In contrast with the heavily instinct-driven Kangal, it's the German Shepherd. Now, maybe I'm being influenced by the I Am Legend movie with Will Smith, where the German Shepherd Sam was everything that you could ever dream of. Loyal, athletic, highly trained, dependable, protective. And not that it should matter as much, but also incredibly loving. If you want a dog during this imaginary apocalypse that will never leave your side and can be taught to fulfill basically any purpose you could ever have in such dire times, then you wouldn't need to look any further than the German Shepherd. Similarly trainable and with similar athleticism and protective traits, you'd also be pretty well off with a Black Russian Terrier or maybe even a Dalmatian. The only real problem with any of those dogs is that they're very naturally vocal, which can be dampened with training, but which will still always be their first line of defense as protectors, meaning that they may lack the stealth that might be important in this situation. And another strong contender for me then that resolves some of the issues I just mentioned has got to be the Corso. If you want loyalty, power, protectiveness, and lower tendency towards barking, you are onto a winner with the majestic Corso. They bridge that gap between handler focus and independence beautifully, and their courage knows no bounds. Health tested and rustic lines of this dog also tend to be very healthy, which you can't often say about most of the other Mastiff type breeds. What's more, like most Mastiff types, the Corso made the transition from dog of war to hunter of large game to protector of the home and homestead with ease in its history, meaning it's never a far cry from being a hunter or a fighter again. But if you want a breed that's got many of the same Mastiffy traits we love, but more dependable fire in its belly for hunting, then you might end up considering something like the Presa Canario or even the Dogo Argentino, both of whom are still working as catch dogs to this day. For me though, it's always going to be the Corso, the jack of all trades, master of the apocalypse.